Hey guys, Girl Got Game. I'm finally back. Hooray! It's only been 2 to 3 weeks again. Oh, thank you guys so much for your patience. I'm feeling much better now. Sometimes my voice just gives out for no apparent reason, and I have a little bit of a cough left, but all in all, I'm feeling much better. So I thought it's high time that I start getting back into this, because I've left poor... I almost said Dion. Poor Sol hanging for forever and a day. And I've been so anxious to get back to figuring out, like, how his story ends for forever. So we're gonna get back into that now. I'm gonna see how this recording goes and the ones I do afterwards. Because I might, release a video every 2 days for the first week or so, maybe, just to kind of get back and get my voice back used to doing all this reading and everything, and maybe I have to edit out my coughs and stuff. So if you hear any long pauses at some point, I probably had like a hack attack, so don't be concerned. My voice shall return after I've cleared my throat and so forth. But yeah, so maybe at least for the first week, I think I'll do release a video every second day. And then hopefully I'll be able to get back into my regular schedule again soon after. But anyway, that's enough babbling about me. Let's get back to the story. And see what happens. We had that heart-to-heart with Dion, if I recall correctly. And... yeah, so hopefully we can fix the binds, or whatever, the ties between these two. Sometime later, I was alone in the kitchen slicing carrots in a haze. Alright, Dion also told us that no wonder my brother's in love with you. My hands moved automatically, which was good because I was still hung up on what Dion said before.
I can see why Sol is in love with you.
Just thinking about it left my cheeks feverish. He had to be mistaken. Or he was joking, but Dion didn't have that mischievous smirk when he said it. Was he really serious? No, that's impossible. A sigh took the strength out of my shoulders. It took a moment to realize that the rejection hurt, even though I was the one who insisted upon it. I'd been so worried about the trouble between Sol and Dion that I'd forgotten how quickly my heart would beat whenever I think of Sol. Ah! There he is. Lady Aura? I flinched, surprised by Sol's quiet voice. I must have been so deep in thought that I hadn't noticed him coming. Yes? You've done so much for me, but... I held my breath. But what? But I'd like to ask another request of you. Sol? Sol turned his head towards me, his cheeks pink as if his fever had returned. Though if that were the case, I felt like I must have caught it too. The love fever. Before Sol could speak again, Dion plodded into the kitchen. Oh, Dion. His face showed both sadness and fear, and I understood why. In his hands was a picture. I could see the paper trembling from across the room.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Huh. Sol turned a faint smile towards the door. What is it, brother? Did you need something? It took a few deep breaths before Dion found the courage I knew he had buried in him.
I have something to tell you, Sol. Something I've been meaning to tell you for a long time.
Alright, but... Dion was edging out the door, and even though I knew what he was going to say, I understood why he wanted to only say it to Sol. I looked up at Sol and gave him the biggest smile I could. It's okay, Sol. We can talk afterwards, okay? I'm just gonna extricate myself. Oh. What a lovely bedroom. So this was all a scheme our father pulled together. Sol sat on the edge of Dion's bed, holding his forehead with his hand. Oh, so we're in Dion's room. I like it. He'd always believed Lord Deluxe underestimated Dion's abilities, but he never imagined Dion was being used too.
I'm sorry, Sol.
Sitting next to Sol, Dion leaned on his knees and sighed in relief. He'd finally removed the weight he'd been carrying for over 7 years. Why didn't you tell me before?
Because I knew you'd blame yourself if I did.
Silence fell between them. Dion wasn't wrong. Sol felt pained with guilt after hearing the whole story, especially after what he said to Dion a couple weeks earlier. Dion glanced at Sol, then reached up to ruffle Sol's blonde hair into a mess. Hey!
I knew it. Come on, Sol. Let's move out of the past and into the future.
Sol nodded, pushing Dion's arm away before the two of them fell into brotherly laughter for the first time in a long time. Aww. Brother, can we go see Gold? Dion stood up, looking down at his picture again.
Yeah. I think we both have something important to tell her.
Break the curse. Break the curse. It's hard to explain what happened when I finally brought the stew to a simmer so it wouldn't require attention. Suddenly, a small light began to glow beneath my shirt, something I noticed in the reflection of the pot. Aura. I knew that voice. I looked around the kitchen while trying to pull my locket out from under my shirt. Aura. I finally got it free, the light getting stronger. Wincing, I held the locket in my palm, and when I finally saw through the brightness, I inhaled sharply. The rest is clearing! I dashed out of the kitchen, holding the locket close to my heart. Following Gold's voice gently calling my name, I ran through the mansion until I ended up at her room. Panting, I nudged the door open and stepped inside. Lady Aura?
Aura, what's that light?
I could still hear Gold calling my name, so instead of answering, I walked over to Gold. Hands trembling, I took a deep breath and carefully slipped the necklace my mom gave me years ago back onto the girl who had given it to her. When the locket fell near her heart, it snapped open, revealing a picture of Gold as a little girl. Aw, that's neat. That's so neat. My heart. The light bloomed brightest then, all three of us shielding our eyes. Hey, she's back again. When it finally faded, the same young girl in the photograph was standing before us, just 7 years older. She beamed at us.
No way.
Gold. Thank you, Aura. You've broken the Deluxe curse. I stood there both relieved and surprised. After so many weeks of nothing, Gold was finally human again. Even though I'd never met her before, I knew how much everyone in the mansion missed her. I glanced backwards at Sol and Dion. Both stared at Gold, dumbfounded with tears glazing their eyes. It was like the chains holding the brothers back had finally broke apart as they rushed forward and swept Gold into the same hug they shared as children. I couldn't help but laugh and wipe the tears from my eyes. All three siblings were reunited. As it was meant to be. Yay! I wish we still could have seen a picture of that. That would have been so cute. After the Deluxe curse came to an end, life in the mansion exploded with activity. As it turned out, a few kids were playing in the forest and were surprised to see the Deluxe mansion seem to appear out of nowhere. It wasn't long before the general public all wanted to find out what happened. The busiest one was Sol, trying to handle all of the questions that flooded the Deluxe estate. It took a lot of his energy to divert their endless curiosity, especially as he needed to keep social channels open and maintained. Day after day, this continued, and the longer I spent away from Sol, the more my insecurity built. Despite all the time I spent here, it won't change the fact that I didn't belong here. I was just a traveler who got caught up in the curse. A girl on her way to be a chef in a small restaurant one town over. And the longer I spent in my room witnessing the flow of people, the stronger I felt about leaving. After a week almost passed, I've decided that I should leave. It wasn't hard to gather everything together since I didn't have many personal belongings with me. I doubted I'd find my lost luggage, but that was okay. I'd just buy new clothes and necessities after I found a job. I held on to the hope that my restaurant job would still accept my help, even though I had disappeared for a while. With a heavy heart, I crept into the lobby. I didn't tell anyone I was leaving because I knew my emotions would overflow if I did. You can't just disappear into the ether! That's rude as heck. Goodbye, everyone. I hope life gets better for you now.
Aura! Where are you going?
I turned to see Gold dashing up, her hair flowing behind her in golden waves. Oh, Gold. I was going to go back to my old life since the curse is broken and everything. My voice drifted into silence, my resolve already weakening. I didn't want to leave. I loved it here, but I knew, as a commoner, that this world was beyond me.
Huh? But I don't understand.
Reaching over, Gold clasped my hand in both of hers. Her blue eyes shone clearly in the faint sunlight.
What about your feelings for my brother? I thought that you... well...
With her eyes pinning me on the spot, I looked down, cheeks flushed red. What are you talking about?
I spent a lot of time near your heart, Aura. I know you love Sol.
Gold,
Wait, please. Maybe I can't stop you from leaving, but please don't leave without telling my brother how you feel.
I wanted to tell Gold I couldn't say anything, not while knowing Sol couldn't reciprocate my feelings because of his role as heir. But her pleading eyes made it hard to say anything. I think she sensed my hesitation because she sighed and squeezed my hand gently.
Well, at the very least, will you take the dress Sol made for you? Even as a memory of the time you spent here?
It's done? When did Sol have time to...
Sol made the time because it was a promise to you.
The tears made their way onto my cheeks, hotter than my skin. Even though I didn't understand why he would work so hard on that dress for me when he's so busy, I felt happy to hear he did. If only I could understand why. Still, it felt wrong to leave without thanking him and everyone else for everything. Yes. All right, Gold. I will. Gold wouldn't let go of my hand until we reached Sol's workroom, perhaps thinking I would back out if she didn't. She's a good girl. Once there, she urged me towards the door and slipped away down the hall. I suspected she'd stayed just around the corner, though. Taking a deep breath to steady myself, I knocked on the door. The door swept open, revealing Sol. His eyes widened when he saw me. I think we blushed at the same time. It was hard to tell because I looked down. Lady Aura, you came. The softness of his voice suggested he knew I was attempting to leave without saying goodbye. I bit my lip, feeling guilty. I'm sorry, Sol. No, please, come in. I nodded, stepping inside after him. I looked around the room, seeing paper scattered over Sol's desk and a white sheet over a mannequin in the corner. How are you doing, Sol? I know you've been so busy. I'm alright. Nothing I cannot handle. I heard you wanted to stay the heir to the Deluxe family. Sol nodded, giving a wistful glance at his desk. Yes. I know I said I didn't want to be the heir anymore. But when I think about how much my brother has done for me while I complain about my role, I realize I have a responsibility I should honor. I was about to say his name, but he shook his head and smiled. It's fine, Lady Aura. Dion says he will help me if I need it. As Sol said this, he stepped closer to me, his expression saddened again. It was the same one I remembered from before the curse broke. Sol? Were you really going to leave without hearing me out? tilted my head, confused by what he meant at first, then I remembered our conversation in the kitchen. I'm sorry, Sol. I guess I thought you'd forgotten. Oh, he's so close. Huh. Sol lifted my hand to his lips. I blushed when he kissed my fingers. I could never forget about you, Lady Aura. I tried to respond, but the words wouldn't come out. Sol's eyes were focused only on me, something I liked but was embarrassed about at the same time. As if sensing my distress, Sol smiled. Come here. Without warning, Sol led me into a hug, pressing his gentle hands upon my back. After I got past the shock, my arms wrapped around his waist. Sol felt so warm. I could hear his heartbeat quicken. I think this is what love feels like. I love you, Lady Aura. I love you too, Sol. I leaned back in Sol's arms, taking in his warmth. That was such a simple confession. No flower, no like, this is how you made me feel. Blah, 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 blah. My heart beats forth with rainbows and unicorns. It's just like, this feels nice. I love you. And then they're just like, I love you too. That is adorable. I need water. That is so cute. Stay here with us. You're a part of our family now. It wouldn't be the same without you. I would love to. Sol didn't say anything else, only smiled, his green eyes filled with light. After a moment, he led me over to the sheet-covered mannequin. Shyly, Sol released me and removed the cover. The dress he revealed was beautiful. I drifted my fingers down the collar. Sol, I've never seen such a lovely dress. I thought only of you when I created it. Thank you. Someday, I will make you another dress that will be more beautiful than this. Oh, my goodness! Pardon me, hack attack from the confidence of this beautiful man before me. One that you'll perhaps wear on our wedding day. I felt the blood rush to my face at his bold proposal. Sol smiled his princely smile at me, and I was gone. There was a hint of a blush across his cheeks. We haven't even had our first kiss yet, monsieur. So until that day, please stay by my side, my princess. My vision blurred as tears streamed down my face. I gave him a sweet smile. I'm not going anywhere. Because this is where I belong now. No kiss? Wait! You can't just give me a wedding proposal and no kiss! I realize I'm drumming on my desk and I hope the microphone's not picking that up too much. What? I don't know why I'm upset about this. I got the normal end, which is what I was aiming for. But Royal gave me many kisses on his route. Oh, Royal. I miss you. That was an adorable confession from Sol. And my goodness, he's like, I'm gonna make you a dress for our wedding day one day. You need to kiss the girl first. Good grief. You silly bear. Oh my goodness. This is not good for my lungs or my heart. Ah, alright. Well, we did it, guys. I'm so sorry I couldn't get that ending before I got blindsided by bronchitis, but at least I finally finished it. And now we can focus on his best ending. So, hopefully I'll see you over there for that, guys. Thank you for joining me for this, and until next time, I will see you later.